to talk about why narcissists and why so many of us, codependents and alike, and wounded adult children, suffer with black and white thinking. As children, we should have experienced consistent loving. It should have been ongoing. It should never have been unpredictable. Our attachments to others should have felt secure. And when we acted up, we should have always felt loved. So in other words, love shouldn't have been conditional. We shouldn't have been treated well one day and then poorly the next day. So many of my clients experience this where their parents seemed to love them in front of other people, like in front of a teacher, and then when the teacher was gone or when the extra family member was gone, the child was treated poorly again. So when there was a witness, the child was good. When there was no witness, the child was bad. And it's so common in narcissistic families and dysfunctional families where the abuse happens behind closed doors. The problem with that is there's something known as whole object relations, or WOR is the acronym. This is the ability to see someone in a realistic way. And the way we see this person encompasses the good and the bad. It encompasses our likes and dislikes of this person. So there's this sense of integration about this person. It's a realistic point of view. This also includes the ability to see ourselves this way, as whole and integrated, someone that we know can be good, can be not so good, but we're integrated in our perception of this person or ourselves. Now, object constancy, or OC, is the ability to maintain this integrated point of view of this person in spite of our feelings being hurt, in spite of being disappointed, in spite of being let down. So it's difficult, right? You love someone and they let you down, and the goal is really to be able to continue to see this person in a realistic way, knowing that they're not perfect and they have the ability to upset you and disappoint you, but who you think they are doesn't change because they've let you down. So you can be angry, you can be upset, you can be disappointed, but you still have this ability to see them as an integrated being, and you're able to integrate your likes and your dislikes about this person without derailing too far off the tracks. Now, when we live in homes that don't exhibit fairness, it's almost impossible for us to develop the ability to see ourselves as whole or good enough when we aren't treated well, when we disappoint other people. So our ability to love ourselves is dependent upon the way other people treated us, specifically our caretakers. So let's say you learned, like so many codependents do, how to keep mommy happy. You know that if you do X, Y, and Z, you can keep her happy. And you know that if you do A, B, and C, she's going to be unhappy. So in other words, your mother is not treating you in a way that is cohesive, that you're able to understand yourself as somebody who can make a mistake and can disappoint someone, and the person that you're disappointing isn't going to kick you out of the room or stonewall you or gaslight you or completely emotionally abandon you because you have made them angry. The more tolerant perhaps your family could have been, or your mother or father could have been with you when you were growing up, the more able you are to be tolerant of yourself. It's very difficult when we're treated good one day and bad the other day to be able to develop this integrated feeling or perception about the self. When we come from neglectful homes, it's very difficult for us to have realistic perceptions of ourselves and to be able to handle when we disappoint ourselves or we disappoint other people. It's impossible to develop this coherent experience of the self when we have been treated bad one day, good the other day, discarded one day, acknowledged one day, validated one day. We go to bed starving another day. Inconsistency makes it very, very difficult for us to develop WOR and OC. When we're thinking about narcissism, when it comes to the way a narcissist perceives themselves, is they are either grandiose, special, and awesome, or they are nothing. So it's good or bad. So there is no middle ground with a narcissist where they can even see themselves as run-of-the-mill or average or okay or mediocre or just like everybody else. In their head, they're either awesome, and you either believe they're awesome or you believe they're nothing, because it's all or nothing inside their mind, because they didn't grow up in a home that allowed them the ability to develop WORNOC. This is why a narcissist's reaction to the slightest slight can be so dramatic, because in their head, if you're not giving them 100% of your attention and you're not validating them 100% of the time, they think that you think that they're nothing, which triggers them. Now, in the case of those of us who suffer from codependency, we suffer from this too. However, in my humble opinion, I think what happens is when we are unable to secure validation from someone, we go into black and white, good or bad thinking too, but we think we are bad. We think we are no good, and we feel shame for that. So yes, if you validate me, I am good. If you don't validate me, that means I am bad. But I feel the shame of that, and I take that on, and I take on behaviors to help me do away with that abandonment, which in a lot of the cases is caretaking, rescuing, fixing, going into denial. Sometimes we can develop obsessive qualities like counting and cleaning, all as a way to avoid. But someone who is suffering from narcissism is going to lash out and make someone responsible for how they feel. In any case, anybody who comes from a dysfunctional home, we've got to be careful of how this shows up in our life. So the goal has to become to see ourselves more objectively and more fairly, and to see other people more objectively and more fairly, because otherwise we're going to get stuck in the black and white thinking, everyone's good, that person's awesome, or that person's completely horrible, right? And I'm sure you may have even experienced this where, you were dealing with someone who thought you were amazing, right? They put you on a pedestal, and the minute you didn't fulfill their need or, make them feel validated in their head, you were kicked off that pedestal, and that meant you were evil. This is how this shows up in the lives of us when we're projecting this inability to develop a cohesive narrative of who we are that's realistic and fair based. So we have to be careful of how we feel about ourselves, and we've got to be careful about how we feel about other people. So the goal is to seek the middle ground. And obviously, if you're dealing with someone who is a narcissist, then the goal is to go no contact. The goal is that you may have to remove yourself from this person's life, because helping them see what they need to see in order to heal is it impossible? It's probably not impossible, but it's not very probable. My name is Lisa A. Romano. I really hope this video helped you out a little bit. I know that understanding these concepts definitely helps me. It helps me check myself, and it helps me make sure that I'm evolving rather than devolving or staying stuck. So I really hope that it helped you to become a little bit more objective. I'm the creator of the 12-week Breakthrough Coaching Program. It's an online coaching program for abused adult children of narcissistic homes, narcissistic families, as well as adult children of alcoholics who are suffering with feeling invisible, who are having a difficult time seeing themselves objectively, who don't know how to set boundaries, who cater to the needs of everyone else and then tend to deny their own needs, who find it difficult to say yes when they mean yes and no when they mean no. They have a hard time having fun and letting go. So if this sounds like you, then I've created the program that just might be the answer you're looking for. I run this class twice a year. I have a winter session and I have a summer session. I moderate it myself along with the team. And I'm happy to announce we're having great success with the program. You can learn more about the program by clicking the link below. If you want to be part of an online community and get access to programs now, Law of Attraction classes, narcissism classes, classes about codependency and loving yourself and boundaries and more, then check out the Breakthrough Warrior membership site. This is a monthly membership site that I've created that you can join and cancel at any time. It also includes a monthly live call with me. Namaste, everybody. Until next time. Bye for now.